Hi guys, so I just wanted to be real with y'all today and kind of explain where I've been over the past couple months and kind of get down to the reason why I really took a break from YouTube and honestly FNAF as a whole, because my lack of uploading really does sort of revolve around my lack of interest in the FNAF series right now, as well as a couple other things. So I'll go over like pretty much every reason why I haven't been uploading basically anything since my Mike Afton movie video. So also sorry if I sound stuffy in this video. I just got down from a cold, so if it sounds like I have plugs up my nose, then that's the reason why. So first things first, I'll get the elephant out of the way. No, I am not quitting FNAF or quitting making any FNAF content. The title says future my channel, so I could see why you guys might be like scared that I'm quitting making FNAF stuff, but that's not the case. FNAF is a huge part of my life, and abandoning it all together would basically be like abandoning a piece of myself. So if you subscribe for my FNAF content, which is basically 99% of you, you don't need to worry about me never uploading any FNAF content again. So that does bring me to some reasons why I have been extremely turned off from theorizing and in general making videos of the FNAF series as a whole, because I didn't just stop making FNAF content because it was like a phase, and therefore since like that phase is over, I no longer wanted to upload any of that content. Because as I said, FNAF is a big part of my life, but since it's a big part of my life, there are a lot of aspects as to why I wouldn't upload outside of like the content itself. So I will start with the content itself though, because that is one of the big reasons why I really just have been completely dead silent about anything regarding the series, including with my friends who I talked to for the first time in like a month last night, partially for reasons I'll go over later. But there are three things regarding the content itself that really just made me lose a significant amount of interest in the series right now. So first of all, the new era has a complete lack of story. I've said this before on my channel, but the thing that has kept me interested in FNAF isn't just like the small nitty-gritty details or anything like that. It's really just about the story and always wanting to know how it like all fits together into one coherent plot. But like, as we've seen over the past 7 months, all of that has been basically completely reduced to the point where it's hard to even draw out a plot out of all of this nonsense. Hate me all you want. I really don't care. I am a firm believer that the Mimic is a retcon to William's return due to serious fan backlash. And ever since Ruin, almost everything that was set up in Help Wanted is basically all gone by the time of Help Wanted 2. So Vanessa's mind control is gone, Glitch Trap is gone, Gregory and Vanessa's story have basically almost completely come to a close, and the Pizza Plex's big underlying secret is basically nothing now, essentially. It's really disheartening. And I'm not over here sitting and complaining that like William's return was extremely necessary or whatever, but when you have nearly 5 years to see it unfold and play out, and you're like trying to understand how it's gonna work, only for a really stupid plot twist was like, oh, gotcha, it's actually just an AI version of him, ha ha ha. That's like really, really annoying and really disheartening. And when you see all this unfold, you really think like, what's the point of theorizing if the loose threads aren't going to pay off? Something that kept me intrigued as the events of everything up to Security Breach, like that was something that like kept me intrigued, like when it came to everything up to Security Breach. Like Security Breach had all sorts of different little Easter eggs and like findings all over the place, only for it to like completely be watered down and never touched again as we basically enter the end game of the modern era. It basically stripped two things that I really enjoyed from FNAF: a coherent story and taking little details and finding conclusions for them. And I'm not the only one who thinks this way, because you'll notice on theorizing servers, like they don't even talk much about the modern era anymore. It's mostly about like the old era, and when it is about modern stuff, it's like the exact same stuff. Like it just gets boring and repetitive, and it's extremely annoying when it's just that over and over. So when Ruin came out, I felt like Help Wanted 2 could like redeem some of the issues I had with Ruin about like abstract details basically having no sort of connection to anything anymore. But no, it answered pretty much nothing except for hammering into people's brains harder than ever before about how Glitchtrap and Burntrap are not William and are just some coding, and without answering pretty much anything else other than like the gravestone code, which completely breaks a FNAF 2 minigame by hinting that Charlie could literally be the 6th victim. In fact, it breaks like 2 of them because, you know, Fredbear's Family Diner, or whatever, Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, 1983, still open, and Charlie has like the code in that game where you see her death by punching in the code 1983, and the FNAF 2 minigame that shows Charlie putting the spirits like give gifts, give life. That it's all ruined by making Charlie the 6th, and that's sort of what this game like implied right there. So when all this like stuff ensues, my interest in theorizing plummets. Like, it's gone. It's like almost completely gone because there's never a strengthening of a new theory or a specific case because every little detail seems to mean nothing now. And you might think that this rant is like meaningless when I say that I just care about the story, but not only has the story completely shifted into goofy AI takeover bullshit, that is one of the most unhinged ways you could have ever directed the series, but when the plot of the modern era fades into really fuzzy details that take a long time and are really hard to connect, you need to rely on small details to keep things interesting. Something that now officially feels pointless when it basically will never be answered. The answers are so, they so, like, outweigh, or what's the opposite of outweigh? Like, they just, like, the amount of questions to answers now is like 10 to 1. It's ridiculous. And this leads me into my complaints about being associated with the FNAF community, because, to put it bluntly, a lot of the FNAF community sucks. Of course, this isn't like directed at any one person, especially when I have a lot of respectful and smart people in my audience, as well as people in my friend group. But when you're in the community nowadays, there are 3 kinds of people. You A, talk about the same boring stuff we've heard about a million times. B, yell at people for having a new idea with a detail that may be contrary to the popular opinion on Reddit. Or C, give an opinion about something that disagrees with, that you know, someone disagrees with, and therefore get hated for it. Just one example includes this comment that I'm showing here on the screen, which I'll keep the name blocked out because I don't want like anyone harassing them. But this person says that the same people who wanted Elizabeth or William to come back are the same people who think that the Rise of Skywalker was good. No. Like, this comment is from a relatively big influencer regarding FNAF theorizing, and I made 3 videos on the topic of Elizabeth's return, and I'll just say right here, Rise of Skywalker is absolute dog shit, and yet I want one of these 2 to return. And basically the whole community is kind of like this. John from FNAF, like, this is so, like, he's the dude who's regarded as like the worst FNAF theorist in like all of like the Reddit, Twitter, Discord, FNAF community. Like, on YouTube it's a little different, but like in all these communities you just see like tons of threads of like how much he's hated on. And instead of like disagreeing with him or thinking that his theories aren't that well constructed or put together, you just have people being complete dicks in his comments and overall not respecting him as a person. And the same goes for MatPat. It got so bad to the point where he made an entire video on the subject. And obviously, some of it is like for his narrative, like on the series of like Robot Kids and stuff like that. He makes some good points about it, how it's not just MatPat's theories that are getting dogged on. It's basically all theories that sell outside of the norm, concluded on Reddit or Twitter. And I, as well, have gotten into some drama regarding the community, including someone who completely plagiarized my video and refused to take it down. I won't say their name since I don't want them to be harassed, but these are the kinds of things that are being in the being in the FNAF community warrants. People barely can respect anyone anymore. I like sort of fell victim to this. Like, I stopped kind of like respecting people in a way because of people that I disagree with. And like, you'll notice this in my like detail that could end Stitchline Games debate video, because like I just went completely off on these people. Like, I was extremely angry, and you could tell in my voice. And that's not the behavior I want to exhibit, because I'm falling victim to being assholes to people over a fucking video game. And to anyone who I've offended out there, or anyone who I made uncomfortable when talking about theories, I want to apologize right here, because that is not the kind of person I want to be. So if you've been offended by how I've talked in my YouTube videos or something like that, I am sorry. However, I know very much that there are a lot of people in the community who just don't care about being respectful to people like anymore, about their beliefs. And to anyone listening who thinks that they may fall into that category, I'll just say this right here. If you're respectful to people, people will listen to you more and have more of an open mind. I was especially embarrassed about like these situations when I was on a call the other day to an outsider about how I was talking to them about a specific argument I got into someone in the community, and they had never once heard anything about the series except that the community sucked ass. And so that really brings me to the crux of the matter, where I repeatedly asked myself, do I want to be associated with this community anymore? And I honestly said to myself, no, I didn't. And if I'm being completely honest, that is probably the main reason why I haven't been uploading for so long. And like, it seems like, you know, I'm acting like I haven't uploaded for like a year, even though it's 2 months or 3 months since I last uploaded. Okay, I understand that, you know, people have taken far longer breaks. I get it. But 2 months to me feels like I've neglected a whole community for 2 months, especially people who like started joining my community by the video that got, what, 25,000, I'm checking right now, 27,000 views. And like that, you know, had a lot of people incoming into my channel. And I'm like, you know, that's a lot of people who basically gotten 2 uploads since, you know, that video. So it's just, it's sort of like left like them, like if you're watching out there and you joined based off of that video, I am sorry that I have not uploaded enough, but like these sort of are the reasons why. Now, there are 2 more reasons why I haven't, or 2 more smaller reasons why I haven't been uploading. So first of all, my personal life has been so busy. I've been in an extensive skiing program. I recently got my driver's license. I've been helping out my best friend with a new relationship he just got into. Like, school's been long and exhausting. I've been going on multiple basketball games for fundraising, like for my school with upcoming trips, and just the list goes on. And to top all of this, I needed to ask myself, did I want to spend my free time sitting down to make a YouTube video in a series that I had lost a lot of interest for? And every single time, the answer is no. So lastly, I have not been, and the last thing I wanted to mention is I have not been keeping up with my personal schedule I set for myself. If you notice in some of my videos, I'll explain how there will be like an upcoming video, and then I'll never make it. And now that video is cursed with me lying in it. And the reason for this is because making these videos felt far more like a chore than it was a hobby, as my interest, you know, had a slow decline and has had a slow decline over the past year. And I really do like setting goals for myself to better myself. And when I don't accomplish them, I just feel completely empty. And I really didn't want to continue forcing myself to set goals for myself by literally placing it into one of my video scripts, only for me to like never follow up on it because making this content wasn't really as fun as it used to be. So finally, that brings me to the topic of what I'm actually going to do with this channel, like going forward. And as I said earlier, I'm not going to stop making FNAF content, but do not expect me to make all that many theory videos until like the new game, and like not even as many videos as like I used to make regarding FNAF. When it comes to the Into the Pig game, it seems like there will be a big reboot when it comes to theorizing, either like in a new timeline or connecting books or books and games or whatever. So hopefully I'll be able to cook with that when that game comes out. So that'll be fun for both me and, you know, hopefully you guys. And I may or may not like make big headline FNAF news videos. It's like the only people who really do that are like Johnny Blocks and Deducer. And it seems as though I'd have a pretty fun time giving like my own takes for new events and stuff. And that's going to be, you know, that kind of thing would be pretty interesting. And second of all, this is probably going to be the biggest one. Expect Geometry Dash content. I recently got interested a lot more into Geometry Dash once again, and making videos of beating levels, commentary videos, like news videos, and like all other random Geometry Dash shit that I could like spit out. like it would be a pretty good way for me to like spark myself to get back into uploading more consistently, since GD is a game that I've gotten a lot more invested into recently. So I think that's about it for now. Hopefully this video was informative as to why I've been absent for a bit, and thank you all for sticking around to the end, and thank you guys for sticking with my channel. And I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and as always, peace out.